Hi, my name's Kevin. In this video for the Bad Back Gardener, we're going to be making a custom blended seed starting mix. You can go buy bags of seed starting mix from the store and they will work fine for you probably. I like to mix my own up here with about 4 different ingredients I find it grows better in that, and it gives a little extra boost as they get bigger. So the 4 ingredients we're going to be using today for our mix is one is the seed starting formula that you actually buy in the store, but I add to that. And to that I add coir, which is a coconut husk fibers ground up. And it's kind of the latest thing in instead of using peat and stuff like that, people have been using this. The only problem with the seed starting blocks or the coir mix is they don't contain a whole lot of nutrients, so you need to add stuff to it. If you just use that, your seeds will sprout just fine, but you better feed them a lot after that, because there's nothing really in that that's going to be of value to the plants as they grow. There's no nutrients or anything in it. It's a good mix for potting soil. It just creates, it's a kind of like a filler for potting soil instead of using peat. So we use that, we use seed starting mix, and we're going to use also add to that some worm castings, and then we're going to add some chicken compost, chicken manure compost. Those are going to be our 4 ingredients. Okay, we'll get started making our mix here. The first thing we're going to start with is getting the coir blocks expanded. Each one of these expands to about 8 quarts of medium. Now when you're buying this, I suggest that you buy the seed starting coir. There's 2 different kinds. You can get a block of regular coir. It's more fibrous and then not broken down as much. The seed starting mix tends to be finer grained, and I like it better for mixing and growing seeds. So you want to look for that. Now into that, here's our block here, and we're going to add about 4.5 quarts of water, which is about 156 ounces. A gallon of water is about 128 ounces, so it's going to be a little bit more than a gallon of water here. So you can, if you want to, you can just take a quart jar, 4.5 of those, and that's what I put into this, is 4.5 quarts of water per block. Now I'm actually going to do 2 blocks at the same time. So I'll cut this one open, and so into that I'm going to add 2 of these and let it expand out. And I will show you that on the video how it expands. Just cut it open, and we'll stick both of these in here. Actually, I'm going to do one at a time because I don't want to get this too over full here. So we'll do one at a time. So I'll add this to my mix here. Let me get you a closer up view of that. So add about half there, and we'll let it soak up. See how she comes along there. Basically acts as a big sponge.
This
is what it looks like when it's all done. About 8 quarts of the fine coir. Okay, now that we got one block mixed up, I'm going to put it into the bin here and then mix up another one. Okay. While we're waiting for our coir to expand here, I'll give you a little story about how I got some of the other ingredients. Now I ordered the worm castings. You can pick this stuff up at your local nursery. I actually ordered mine over online, so I got worm castings, and I also got some of the chicken compost. So we had a winter day here, and it was being delivered by the UPS man, and when he pulled in, our driveway was kind of snow covered and icy, so he said he didn't want to drive back the driveway, which I have a long driveway. So the chicken compost is about 10 pounds, and the worm castings is about 30 pounds, and then also the coir blocks were coming at the same time, which I got online as well. So he had 2 boxes, weighed totally probably almost about 50 pounds, and unfortunately had to hoof them across the snow-covered, icy yard and driveway way back where I met him at the house. I thought he was pulling back at the time, and he didn't. So when he got there, I asked him why he didn't pull back, and he said he was afraid of the ice and snow. But I didn't have the nerve to tell him what he was hoofing across. 50 pounds worth across the thing was basically poop. So didn't want to tell him that, but I thought it was kind of funny. But anyway, so we're waiting for that. I need to add some more water to this here. You can add this all at once, or you can just add a little bit of time like I'm doing here. I tend to add some, break it off, and then hit the dry spots again. If you add it all at once, you kind of have to break it, just sit there and keep breaking it up and get the dry stuff to the water. But so I add a little bit at a time and just let it expand, and then I break it up myself, and then find the dry stuff and add more to it. You may have to add a little bit more to it. If it doesn't expand the whole way out, you can add a little bit more water to it if you still got some dry pieces left in here. You just don't want to add too much more to it. You don't want it slopping, soaking wet. You want it to be a drier consistency for mixing the other ingredients into it later. Okay, so that's all expanded. We're going to add it into the bin here. Okay, now into that, we're going to add our seed starting formula. Mix. Like I said, a lot of people just use this mix to grow the seeds, and it'll be fine. But like I said, I just like to ramp mine up a little bit. So mix that in as well. I brought my rake in. I'm gonna just mix it together with one bag here at a time. just going to do that for right now. Going to do that, we're going to add some stuff to help our plants grow as they get bigger. So the first thing we're going to add is some worm compost, or worm castings. Basically, worm poop. And this is that's what your nice and fine worm castings is what it is. Black and rich. I'm going to add that in here. Break up any clumps. A clump. I'm going to add quite a bit of this. Now you can actually use this stuff. It doesn't burn or anything. You can use this, actually some people use it to just cover seeds with. You can use it to as a top coating for your seeds and stuff too, as well. Okay, and I'm going to add some more of that, but first I'm going to mix in some of the chicken compost. I'll show you what that looks like. There's your chicken compost. This kind is really nice. It's fine grain chicken compost. Doesn't smell. It's all processed chicken compost, all natural. So we'll add that in. This you don't need as much of. We'll get this mixed in, and then I'm going to add some more to it. I'm just going to start by mixing this up a little bit here first. Try not to make a mess. Okay, that's going to be the video here for mixing up our seed starting soil, our special mix here. It's nice and fluffy, nice and light. Now you can add sand to this if you like it for better drainage. I do that when I'm planting like tropical plants. I will mix some sand into it. Sand has no nutritional value, it just helps with the drainage. I don't do that for my seed starting formula, but you can if you want to. So that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching. Catch up with me on Facebook. You can also email me at bbgardner@zoominternet.net if you want to send any comments, send any pictures of your garden or what you're doing, if you have any questions, or if you'd just like to order a Bad Back Gardener t-shirt like I wear in all my videos, you're going to find out how to obtain one of those as well. So thanks again for watching. And if your back ain't hurting, you ain't working.